It's been over 1 year since I've started making my own card game RPG. I've been working on it on my free time almost every day. I've made many mistakes, learned a lot, and rebuilt things more times than I'd like to admit. I can't say it's always been easy, but it has been rewarding. I have made new friends, created a small but strong community on Discord with over 50 members, and more than anything, I have my very own playable card game that I've always dreamed of making and that I can be proud of. It started off with the card game itself, which took many months of development. Once I had that running, I then added a way for the player to open packs, and then I added the deck builder. In my last devlog, I finished off the basic card game mechanics by making an AI that could adapt, learn, and play with or against any deck of cards. But since I first started working on this game, I wanted to make a card game RPG, not just a card game. I wanted to have an expansive world where you could do quests to unlock unique cards, where you could meet new and interesting characters, befriend them, and even marry them, where you could take on powerful enemies, and bring the town of Echovale back to its former glory. Making all of this is no simple task, so I needed to start off small, really small. So I focused on doing one single task to make something that's in pretty much every single RPG. I'm talking, of course, about a dialogue system. So I got to work. I made it so the dialogue was handled by JSON files, and I made a script that creates an Excel file from them to make translating the game easy. Basically, this first column contains the English dialogue, and we can add a new column here for each language, and the game will automatically be translated into your language as long as it's available for that dialogue line. Speaking of JSON files, almost all the data in my game is handled by JSONs to make modding easier. If someone wants to mod how much items cost, or even add in new locations to the map, they can easily do that by changing up some values in those files. The next thing I added was fishing, and then farming. You might be wondering, Curry, you dumbass, what does fishing and farming even have to do with a card game? But to answer that, I first need to tell you a bit about my game's story. The basic story is that an evil wizard used a powerful spell to teleport all the world's animals and plants into his tower. Why, you ask? I have no idea. To go up the tower, you need to clear out each floor, kinda like how you go down in the mines in Stardew. Each floor has an increasingly tougher opponent, and when you beat them, you get some rewards. Sometimes that will include a new type of seed, or even a new buyable animal for your farm. By doing this, you'll slowly bring back life to Echovale. As you unlock new animals and plants, more villagers will start showing up. To get back to fishing and farming, the idea is that all the fish, plants, and animal products that you get from the tower can be used in cooking. And what is cooking for? Well, it's to boost your stats for your next card battle. For example, making a simple carrot dish will give you 1 extra health for your next battle. Better dishes can give you additional health boosts, or even other benefits. To go along with that, I also made a flexible tile system for the game, which is also very easy to mod. It has a positional audio layer, so if we add the cooking pot sound to this tile and we run the game, you can see that when we're next to the pot, you can hear the looping boiling pot sound effect. And from here we can just cook whatever we want. If you want to go from one location to another, you just have to add these warp tiles here, and then another tile which contains the name of the destination. For custom shops, you just need to add the shop tile, and then in the shop JSON file, you just write the name of the items that are for sale. So you can see it's really easy to make mods. Modding is really important for me, since I want to make sure players can shape the game to their own vision. You can also choose to sell your fish and crops for some cash. You can then use that cash to buy stuff from the shop, like packs. You can then open those and of course get some random cards. I also added some boots here that you can buy to walk faster. The last major thing I added was leveling. Fishing and farming are the only real skills for now, but I want to add mining, wood cutting, and maybe cooking or even crafting. And once you do an activity related to that skill, like harvesting your crops or catching some fish, you'll get some XP. It's kinda like in Stardew, where you'll level up at the end of the day after going to sleep. There are 80 levels in total for each skill, and the idea is for you to get some cool perks at milestone levels, but that's not implemented yet. Some things will be locked behind certain levels, like the ability to catch certain legendary fish or to buy certain seeds. For example, after leveling up, you might get some mail in your mailbox telling you that you can now buy a certain type of seed from the shop. I also want to add some tool upgrades for all available skills, which will be really cool. All that was left was to add a couple of really fun things. The first was to add barrels scattered throughout the map. You'll notice that this barrel has a hidden card inside, so if you interact with it, it gets permanently added to your collection. The second thing was to add some puzzles. Now these puzzles are kind of like the Hearthstone puzzles. They'll have a goal you need to accomplish. In this case, you'll need to clear out the board using the cards that you're given. This is just an example here, so all these puzzles are the same. But after we finish them, we get some rewards. This is honestly pretty fun, and I'm thinking of letting players make their own puzzles too, which will be amazing. We now have every single system ready. So we're one single video away from the demo, which is really awesome. Since the last episode, we got 35 new cards and 100 wish lists. I actually can't believe we got so many. I received some concerns about releasing videos more often, like, hey, I love the devlogs. I was just wondering if you had any idea when the next one would be coming out. Hey Curry, I really think you should make another video. Keep up the devlogs, it's been a while. When's your next video? Pig is not allowed. Video when? Just make the video you Okay, I get your message, guys. I will see you all in another 6 months.